Hey everyone, this is me again. I'm trying not to talk loud because it's at night. I don't want to wake anybody up. But I'm in my Capsule Hotel here, and just to give you some context, it's a cheap, mostly meant for Japanese businessmen. If you missed a train or something, you need somewhere to crash. This is the place. So anyway, this is what it looks like inside. So I'm about 5'6", and just lying across. If you're about 5'7" or more than 6 foot, it could be a problem. But it's just, for me, it's just fine. I don't know if you can see it, but put it into perspective here. There's my hand, and you get a little TV right here, and over here are the controls. So like right here, you can have a charger port here, emergency button just in case something happens. You even have an alarm clock, and then on this side here, you have the power to have the lights on. So you can turn the lights off, you can dim them so it's bright, and then you can just dim it so it's darker. You have that right there, that option. This right here is for the television, so if you're watching TV, you want to turn up the volume. There's some Japanese TV right there. So turn up the volume, I'm not gonna turn it up too loud. And then, yeah, if you want to turn the channel, you want to change the channel, right over here is the channel changer. You hit the button, and it changes the channel, as you can see right here. Changing the channel, just hitting the buttons, that one little button. And then over here's the light right here. I don't mean to blind you, but just to see, you can dim it, make it dim and turn it off. You don't get a door, so that might be a deal breaker for some people, but it's a blind, really. So it's a blind, you just, pull it down and it shuts. To give you some context, this is about from the bottom right here to the top. It's about 3 feet, So you could see, I'm sitting right now with my legs crossed, and I still have about a good, I would say at least 7 feet of headspace here between the roof right here and between my head. So I have about a good 8 inches. It's still, it's not too cramped, but, and across, I wish I had a measuring tape. It's across, it's about the same. So maybe 3 feet by 3 feet or even 4 feet. So on this side to this side, bottom, top. And the only complaint I have, there's no fan. There was a capsule I stayed at years ago had a fan at least. This one doesn't. So it's a little stuffy in here, but it's not too bad, since it's not a completely shut door. There's some air coming in. So, and anyway, $25 a night, you can't beat it. So if you're on a really major budget, you need somewhere to crash, try the Capsule Hotel. I would try it at least one night, just to see just for the experience. And it is like a dorm style, so this is like an all men's, floor, and then you go to another floor and it's all women's, and then you go to another floor and it's like a designated lounge area, shared bathrooms, so you don't get your own private bathroom, nothing like that. Okay, everyone, and then there's the mirror right there, so you can see yourself doing what you need to do. There's no smoking allowed. You do get lockers, one locker for your stuff, So anyway, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, how's it going? And a good morning to you. Ha ha ha. So anyway, I just wanted to highlight some of the foods here that you could find in Japan overall. And these are from 7-Eleven. I haven't been to, surprisingly, I haven't been to any of the grocery stores yet here, but I've been going to the 7-Elevens because they're everywhere here. I mean, usually yeah, it's like how common a McDonald's is in the States, or maybe even a 7-Eleven back home, but no, it's like every 3 blocks here there's a 7-Eleven. So I just wanted to point out some of the foods, the really cool food and drink that they have here. So anyway, like here's your standard tea. You have oolong tea right here, and this was like around 100 yen, 110 yen maybe. Put it in context, like 80 cents US dollar, like United States dollars. This was gongcha tea, so this kind of tasted like chai, and this was like I think this was like 188 yen. I think it was under 200 yen. Pretty good stuff. And a little matcha. Matcha's big out here, but it's also, I think there's a shortage of it, I believe, too. So this is really good too. It's basically matcha, like it's like just kind of imagine like a tea flavored, tea flavored, I would say. But this is like a little pastry. It's like really gooey in the middle. Not gooey, but I would say like kind of like a cream puff. But it's really good. It's kind of it's I would say like if you've ever been to a place called Beard Papa, it's like creamy in the middle, except this is matcha. And yeah, this is pretty good stuff. I love this stuff. I'm getting addicted to this. And this looked pretty good too. This is what I got. This is like a strawberry cake. It says chiffon cake with strawberry jam and whipped cream. I mean, I haven't tried it yet. I'm about to, but I had something similar the other day, a couple of days ago, and it was pretty good actually. I mean, you look like it might look like a piece of bread, right offhand, like strawberry, but it's cake. It's like a cake type of thing. It just looked good. I just like anything with strawberries and whipped cream, and this says strawberry jam, so that means there's probably strawberry jam in the middle. It just looked good. And this right here, this is just strawberry and milk pudding right over here. And I had one of these like last week, and they're pretty good too. So this is just stuff like you can just find here at 7-Eleven. And this is just, I mean, in addition, you have like, what I have noticed is that they have like American candy bars and chocolates and stuff like that, but they cost more here. And they have Japanese versions too. But overall, I've just been hitting up the pastries. I'm not gonna lie, because they're just so like, you can't find these in a 7-Eleven back home. These are just so unique. Maybe you can in some parts, maybe New York City, I don't know. But like here at least, like the 7-Elevens are, you know, they're 24/7. They're everywhere, and the prices are relatively cheap. I mean, this stuff is like either like $1 US dollar or slightly above a US dollar. Maybe nothing more than $2 US. This was like I think 50 cents, 50. Think like 50 cents like dollars. But in addition, I bought more stuff too. I had like a sandwich. I had, I always make a 7-Eleven run every night. So anyway, I think I'm gonna do maybe one or two more of these when I go to 7-Eleven again and buy different stuff, so you can see and know what to expect. But yeah, it's just a bunch of tasty, interesting food, and even if don't know what it is, just buy it and just try it, man. You may love it when you come over here. So anyway, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye. To mention, so I just had a free breakfast buffet at my hotel here in Tokyo, and it was, just think of it, it was more like a breakfast dinner or a breakfast lunch. I'm talking about, we had rice. There was rice. You had white rice. You had fried rice. You had like sticky rice. Three different versions. You had miso soup and like two other soups, and then you had like sausages. You had like little dumplings. You had a little like cooked vegetables. What else did you have there? And then there were some little apple pastries, and just very few, like a blueberry pastry. You had apple juice, lemon water. What else did you have? And let me see, I think that was it. So overall, that was the free breakfast buffet. So it felt more like a breakfast dinner to me. And there was like pieces of like sardines, salmon, little mackerel, fish right there. Chopsticks. Of course, there weren't any spoons, there weren't any forks, knives, just chopsticks. So I had a authentic Japanese breakfast. I should have taken a picture of it, but I didn't. But just to put you in context, so if you're coming over here like expecting like bacon and eggs, or like French toast, or you're not really gonna find that. You may find, I mean, me and my buddy we hit up a Denny's yesterday just out of curiosity, and the Denny's was more like, I mean, the food portions were really small, not really small, but just adequate size, and it was more like rice with teriyaki. It was different. It wasn't like the Denny's from home, like country fried steak and Grand Slams or anything like that. And the thing was, I was craving a breakfast. That's why it was my idea to go. So we went, and I was like, where the heck are these? Where's the French toast, man? where the And I just said, okay, fine. I was just hungry, so I just got like a no meat type of meat option, and a salad, and like they have the thing called an open bar, like drinks, not alcohol, but it's just like you can go, have as many sodas or coffees as you want. They just call it an open bar drink or whatever. But so I just got that. But the meatless meat was actually pretty good. They cooked it really good. So it was like eating like a country fried, not a country fried steak, but I would say like just some meat. Yeah, it was just maybe like a McRib without the barbecue sauce, you know. But they added some spices to it that made it really good. I mean, it wasn't meat, but it tasted like meat. It was like, not tofu, but it just tasted better. I mean, I was just hungry, so I wasn't even paying attention to what I was ordering. And then a salad with avocado and olive oil, which was good too. And I think I had like a side order of rice too. I don't remember, like some sticky rice. But then I was peering through the menu again because they have an English option if you can't read or speak Japanese, which is awesome. And they did have French toast and they did have pancakes, but it's considered in the dessert menu. So the dessert menu wasn't like pies and cakes. They didn't have anything. That they had like more like sorbets and ice cream and little like chocolate mousse, stuff like that. Maybe a brownie, I think. But I saw like French toast. I saw pancakes, and I was like, wait a minute, they consider this breakfast here, you know? So I was like, oh man. So now I know. So if you ever go to a Denny's in Japan, we went to one here in Tokyo near in Anakihabara. That's what to expect. So, and the prices were not that bad. I think between both, my friend, he got like a steak and he got like a rice and other stuff, and it was like between both of us, it was like 20. Well, his stuff was more expensive, but I think overall it was like, I think it was 5,800 yen, and then you break it down, it was like $40, for both of us, which is not too bad. But he ordered more stuff than I did, so. But that includes like endless drinks, sodas, coffee, tea. I had my little salad. Oh, a side roll. That's what I did. I got like a little side roll, and it was big, big roll, size of your fist there, and yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't that bad at all. And then the greatest thing too, if you don't know, you don't have to leave a tip, which is amazing. Because in the States, like gratuity, and like England, other parts of the world, like they don't consider tips. It's just that us with our Western selves brought that upon other countries. So some countries expect it. Sometimes they count it in the receipt, but you don't have to pay a tip here in Japan at all, which is amazing. Because it's not that awkward situation where you go to a Starbucks or a let's say you go somewhere, and it could be, let's say Starbucks for example, and you're automatically given, oh, pay a tip, 10%, 15%, other, or in some cases, I think, where was I at? I was somewhere, I think I was at LAX airport, and I bought like, I think it was like a breakfast sandwich and like a small juice, and it was like $20. You're obligated to pay a tip no matter what. Like, they didn't even give you an option to say no or nothing. You couldn't continue, and it was like, okay, I guess I'm being forced to pay a tip, But not the case here in Japan, I mean, maybe there are tipping etiquettes, I guess if you're, not to say I've done this or anything like that, let's say you're at a strip club or something like that, or you're some adult, maybe you give tips. I don't know how it works out here, but as far as I know, I mean, you don't, the tipping is not allowed. It's not even a thing here. So just want to point that out for anybody considering, coming out here and stuff, and you don't know. And some places they do, like I would say for laundry, for instance, I haven't seen any places that offer like a credit card option or even a laundry card option. It's strictly coins, so it's strictly cash only, and it's coins. And even I think if you have bigger bills, there is machines that can break it down for you, that can give you a change. But it's what I've been seeing so far is just coins only. Like at my hotel here, it was like 200 yen to do your laundry and then 100 yen to dry it. But I didn't see any change machines, because I needed to do my laundry. But I might just hold out, maybe find a spot on the street or something like that. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. And my hotel was self check-in, which is cool. It was a little unexpected, but it was cool. I did have to pay a tourist tax. My hotel here is near, not kind of near Shinjuku, which is like the ritzy area. I think, a little Times Square there, and I had to pay like 100 yen, which is like 80 cents, like 86 cents, I think. My buddy, he stayed at a more upscale hotel, and he had to pay 200 yen, and that was in Shinjuku, busy Shinjuku there, near the station, and he paid 200 yen. But that's a way nicer hotel, center of town, and yeah. So I would say, like, coming here, if you're near Shinjuku, expect to pay that. Like, we were staying at a hotel. Like I was staying at a Capsule Hotel, like a little south of Shinjuku in the kind of like in a quiet part of town. I didn't have to pay any tourist thing, and he stayed in his little apartment hotel, and that was like a self check-in thing, and he didn't have to pay that either. So I think what it is just staying like in the center of town. It could be even central Tokyo, because Shinjuku is not really central Tokyo. It's west of Tokyo, west of central Tokyo. To give you some context, it's a little outside, but it's like the happening area for, if you want to dine out, clubs, adult establishments, which I highly not to do. They tend to target foreigners and inflate the prices. Same thing with bars. Yeah, so I would just avoid that. But if you absolutely positively have to drink, I would choose somewhere other than Shinjuku. Maybe if you're in a big group or somebody that, like a party promoter or somebody that knows the area, that knows the bars, they can probably hook you up. But if you're just a foreigner and you don't know the language, just be careful. That's all I say when you're in Shinjuku. Just be careful with especially with adult establishments and bars and stuff like that. I tend to avoid all that stuff when I'm here, especially alone. And I would say if you have to drink, I would say do your research. Maybe go to a bar in Ginza, which is like the ritzy area. Think Beverly Hills, think Upper East Side, like New York City. Or even just the suburbs. You're staying in the suburbs, somewhere quiet, some hole-in-the-wall place where, you're not going to get ripped off. Now I would say maybe have a Japanese speaker with you, or just know some of the language, to communicate, because the further away you go from Tokyo, the less English becomes. Some people understand it, what I've been seeing, but they just can't really speak it. It's like someone saying they know Spanish, but they really don't. They understand like hola, buenos dias, have a good day, blah, stuff like that. And that's the tips and little tips I can give you right offhand of what I can think of. Maybe other videos I can probably share more or something. I don't remember, but that's just what I get. This is the second time around here. Okay, everyone, that's it. I gotta get ready to check out my hotel. It's been great, and yeah, I got like 2 days left here in Tokyo. I can't believe it. It's Mother's Day today. I'm gonna call my mom, wish her a happy Mother's Day. But it's still yesterday though. It's still Saturday. So because Japan from the West Coast is, I think it's like 17 hours ahead. So it's yeah. So it's already tomorrow. It's like traveling in time. Okay, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.